Welcome to the Marc Silber Show, Advancing Your Photography, brought to you by SanDisk. We connect you with photographers who have mastered their craft, sharing their insight and showing you their photography tips so you can go right out and use them. We're here at Silber Studios with our guest Jeff Flindt, senior staff photographer for Surfing Magazine for over 12 years. He gets to hang out and work with guys like Kelly Slater, Rob Machado, and he has a whole list of other surfers who he's shot over the years. He's got over 20 cover photos in various publications, and his passport looks like something that James Bond would carry. Jeff, thanks for joining us here at my photo show.
Cool, thanks for having me. It's an honor.
It's great to have you. So tell me about how you got going as a top surfing photographer.
I started out in high school studying photography, and then I moved on to college and started shooting a lot of surf photography and started submitting photos to Surfing Magazine and built up a relationship with Larry Flame, they call him Flame, Larry Flame Moore, and he kind of took me under his wing about a year and a half into college and pursued working under him and working full-time. I kind of did the big jump into all my camera gear, starting to build up a relationship with Larry, and he taught me pretty much everything in the surf industry about doing surf photography.
There's nothing like that, just rubber meets the road, out on the streets experience, right?
Oh yeah, it's hard to get that education, you know, and I was totally fortunate and I went with it. He opened up so many doors for me and just taught me so much valuable information. He really stressed on good light, nice front lit lighting, and he could not stress it enough. And we actually would call it Larry Light in the morning when we go out surfing or go shooting. We'd be like, hey look, it's Larry Light, because it has that look, you know, that early morning look. You know, just coming back from trips or just going to the beach locally and shooting photos, then he would look at my slides on the light table and totally, this sucks, why'd you shoot this? You should have shot it like this, and totally getting that feedback from somebody that's been in the industry for 20 years. You can't put a price on that. There's no school for that, except for working one-on-one with him.
Yeah, and you were mentioning to me earlier, it sounds like you do your work in the camera. You're not trying to go back and fix it all in post-production.
No, all my stuff, I try to just shoot everything like to get really good exposure. Framing is key. I don't like to like crop too much of the photos. I'm always trying to shoot for full frame. Hey, you know, shoot it as is. Right. Shoot it how you want it to be. And you visualize that. When you go out, you go, okay, this is what I'm gonna shoot, and I'm gonna frame them to the left, I'm gonna frame them to the right. I want it to look like this, and you kind of, you know your cameras, how they're gonna work, and your lenses, and you do that, and that's what you shoot for.
Do you have any tips, like in terms of going out and shooting the culture, to get kind of more inside?
Yeah, I think a lot of it is kind of staying under the radar, but just something that kind of more blends in and stay low key and try to like hide your gear and like not show up with like big bags and stuff. Just keep it simple. You know, sometimes less is more, and you can and try to, you know, maybe bond with the people before you start taking pictures. If you just start shooting photos with people, they kind of get annoyed by it. But if you kind of build up a little relationship or a trust with them, then they'll kind of accept you, and then you can ask them, hey, can I take a picture? Or you can point the camera at them and they feel more comfortable, you know, with the camera in front of, or on them. A really good thing too is I document the surfers, like their lifestyle. Like, yeah, I spend a lot of time with doing the action stuff. I kind of always have my camera with me, and I try to make it incognito sometimes, where there's moments where the guys are having a good moment, and I won't say, hey guys, let's take a picture. I'll just kind of pull out my camera and just stay like in the shadows or stay off to the side and take pictures of them and getting that moment. And I've actually learned that my friend Steve Sherman, he's a really good portrait photographer, and he's the one who kind of sit back and just kind of stay incognito and let it happen.
So Jeff, anything else you'd like to leave our viewers with? As far as how to improve their photography, what to do?
To have discipline. It's so hard to be disciplined just to sit back and be like, I'll do it tomorrow, or, you know, like when the light's good, go out there and do it, you know, like get motivated and oh, the light's good. And if the lighting's good it's less work because it lights up everything perfectly, you know, and you just take pictures. I mean, a lot of it's framing and stuff like that and exposure, but just make sure your battery's not going to die when you're doing a photo shoot, or you have a backup. You have extra CF cards. Another tip, like for me, is take care of your CF cards. I see people taking their CF cards and putting them in their pockets, and you have like lint and dust, and me being around the beach, you have pieces of sand that can get in the cracks of the cards. The contacts could get ruined. I try to keep I try to keep my CF card or my cards like really. I baby them. Yeah. I treat them like spinning hard drives, like, you know, and my laptop too, and all my computer stuff. I try my hardest to really baby the stuff so that it doesn't, you know, malfunction on me when I'm on a job, especially like if I'm in the middle of the ocean. You need all that stuff to be working because you can't go to the store and just buy a new card, or you know, you need backups and stuff like that.
Yeah. Jeff, thanks for joining us here on Photo Show and for giving us an inside look into your world of photography.
Cool, thanks for having me.
My pleasure.
Thanks.
Be sure to subscribe to our blog so we can give you updates on the show, cool stuff, and other tips. Also, check in with Jeff's website, jeffflindt.com, so you can take a close look at his work. I'd like to thank our sponsor, SanDisk, for making the show possible. And be sure to tune into our next episode where we pick another photographer's brains. Until then, this is Marc Silber reminding you to go out and capture your own images of life.